Good morning, everyone. I'm Apeksha, Assistant Professor in Indraprasth Law College. And so today we are going to start with Unit 3, that is Fundamental Right. What is a fundamental right? We'll deal with the scheme of fundamental right. Who can claim fundamental rights? The amendment, and generally we'll understand what it is. We have done nature of Indian Constitution and preamble. So starting here with fundamental rights. Now, the basic is article from article 12 to 35 of the Indian Constitution. It deals with the fundamental rights. So these human rights are conferred upon the citizen of India for the Constitution to tell that these rights are inviolable. Right to life, right to dignity, right to education, etc. all come under one of the main 6 fundamental rights. So from Article 12 to 35 of Indian Constitution, it deals with fundamental rights, and these human rights, they are conferred upon citizen of India for the Constitution to tell that these rights are inviolable. What is the meaning of inviolable? That it can never be infringed. These rights cannot be infringed or dishonored. So from Article 12 to 35 specifically, we will understand it in our next lecture. What exactly Article 12, 14, 15, 21, these all say. But here we will be understanding the general nature and meaning of fundamental right. Now starting with what are fundamental rights. So here, fundamental rights are the basic human rights which are enshrined in the Constitution of India, which are guaranteed to all the citizens. They are applied without discrimination. They are applied without discrimination on the basis of race, religion, gender, etc. Significantly, fundamental rights are enforceable by court subject to certain conditions. Right? So here, part 3rd of the Constitution, which is like a backbone of our democratic system, which is the fundamental rights. Now, these are basic human rights which are given to the people. And in case anybody encroach these rights, then Supreme Court and High Court are the competent authorities to declare if anybody encroach it, or even if any state makes any law against these basic human rights, these basic fundamental rights. Fundamental means basic rights. So if any supposedly if the state encroaches any of the right which is given under part 3rd, then Supreme Court and High Court are the competent authorities to declare that these laws are unconstitutional and they shall be declared void. This is given under Article 13. So Article 13 establishes the supremacy of fundamental right. What does it say is that fundamental rights are supreme, and that any law which is inconsistent to these fundamental rights shall be declared void by the court. So fundamental rights are basic human rights, first point. Then this is given under Constitution of India and given to all the citizens. They are applied without discrimination on basis of race, religion, gender. They are applied to all, and they are also enforceable by the court. Right? It can be enforced. What does it mean? If somebody's fundamental right is infringed, then they can go to the court and so they can enforce their fundamental rights. But that is not the same with DPSP, that is Directive Principle of State Policy. We will deal with it later, but here just telling you. Now, why are they called fundamental rights? Why are they called fundamental rights? See, fundamental rights are basic human rights. Okay, they're given in Constitution and the same thing. Now, why are they called the basic rights? This is because of the two reasons. Now, what are these two reasons? That is the third point. See the third. See, they are enshrined in the Constitution, which guarantees them, and they are justiciable. Now, what is the justiciable? That is enforceable by court. Therefore, we call it fundamental right, because if anybody encroaches, anybody infringes your right, it can be enforced. It is enforceable by court. In case of violation, a person can approach a court of law. So, two reasons. Firstly, they are given enshrined under Constitution, which guarantees them. And second, it is enforceable by court. That makes them, they are called the fundamental. That is the basic right. Coming to the important part, these are the list of fundamental rights. So, we'll do it in brief. These are the 6 fundamental rights of Indian Constitution. These are the important one. And now, right to equality, from Article 14 to 18 it is given. Now, what does it include? Right to equality, equality before law, given under Article 14. Then prohibition of discrimination, that nobody can be discriminated on the basis of their sex, religion, and their caste. Equality of opportunity is given under Article 16. Right against untouchability is given under Article 17, and abolition of titles is given under Article 18. So, ये सब आ जाता है right to equality में, from Article 14 to 18. Then there is right to freedom. Now, this is given under Article 19 to 22. Okay. Right to freedom is given under Article 19 to 22. What does it specifically say? This article, Article 19, protection of certain rights. It is it's a long article. It's freedom of speech and expression, and then many. Then Article 20 is in respect of protection in respect of conviction. Article 21, protection of life and personal liberty, which is a very important article. Then Article 21A, right to education. Then Article 22, protection against arrest and detention. These are some right to freedom. Then right against exploitation, which is given under Article 23 and 24. Then right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational right, and right to constitutional remedy. Right? So, these are these 6 fundamental rights. This right to constitutional remedy is again a very important one. Because now these all are the rights which are given. There is also required a remedy, a constitutional remedy to enforce these rights. So, this is given under Article 32. It is the remedy which makes a right real. So, these are the fundamental rights which we will be doing. Now, let us understand Why right to property is not a fundamental right? Right to property is not a fundamental right. See, there was this there was one or more fundamental right in the constitution, that is right to property. It was also once a fundamental right, but this right was removed by the 44th constitutional amendment. Now, what was the reason of removing it? This was because this right proved to be hindrance towards attaining the goal of socialism and redistributing wealth equitably among people. So, if you would see, I have already told you about socialism. Now, due to this right to property, there was hindrance in redistributing the wealth equally among the people. So, we were not able to attain the goal of socialism. This would lead to the inequality among people. Right? So, due to this reason, right to property was removed from fundamental right, though it is now a legal right but not a fundamental right. This was also given under Article 19, but later it got removed by 44th Constitutional Amendment. Then features of fundamental right. Now, fundamental rights are different from ordinary legal rights in the manner in which they are enforced. If a legal right is violated, the aggrieved person cannot directly approach the Supreme Court by passing lower courts. He or she should first approach the lower court. So, fundamental rights are different from ordinary legal rights. If a legal right is violated, you cannot directly go to Supreme Court. But in case of fundamental right, you can directly approach the Supreme Court first. That is an important feature of fundamental right. For seeking the remedy, you can directly approach the Supreme Court, but it's not the same in every kind of right, in legal rights. And therefore, they are called fundamental rights. That's the basic rights. Now, some of the fundamental rights are available to citizens, while the rest for all persons, citizens and foreigners, both. Now, particularly to whom we will understand it in these particular articles. When we'll start from next lecture from right to equality, Article 14. From there we will start. Now, these are the features of fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are not absolute rights. They have reasonable restrictions. Now, what does this mean, having a reasonable restriction? This means that they are subject to the condition of state security, public morality and decency and friendly relation with foreign countries. Now, they are justiciable, implying they are enforceable by courts. Next point. People can approach the Supreme Court directly in case of violation of fundamental right. Already explained this. Then fundamental right can be amended by Parliament. Now, this is also very important. This also takes a whole history of explaining can fundamental right could they be amended or not. The fundamental rights can be amended by Parliament, but by a constitutional amendment, but only if that amendment does not change the basic structure of constitution. This was given under Keshav Nanda Bharti case. So, the Parliament can amend the fundamental right, but not the basic structure of constitution. Then fundamental right can be suspended during national emergencies, which is given under 352, the national emergency. Fundamental right can be suspended, but then these rights, the rights 20 and 21 still cannot be suspended. What was 20 and 21? See here. Right to, this is 20 and 21 is given under right to freedom, right of protection against conviction and right to life and personal liberty. These two articles cannot be suspended even during national emergency. Now, application of fundamental rights can be restricted in an area which has been placed under martial law or military rule. Then, fundamental rights available only to citizens. Now, the following are these list of fundamental rights. These are only available to citizens and not to foreigners. Prohibition of discrimination on grounds of race, religion, caste, gender or place of birth. Article 15 can only be given to citizens. Then equality of opportunity in matter of public employment. Then protection of freedom of Article 19, that is speech and expression, association, assembly, movement, residence, profession. 29, protection of the culture, language and script of minorities, and right to minority to establish them a right to establish their educational institution, given under Article 30. These are the articles available to citizens. Now, what is the importance of fundamental right? See, fundamental rights are very important because the first point, see, they are like the backbone of the country. They are essential for safeguarding the people's interest. Right? According to Article 13, all laws that are violative of fundamental rights shall be void. There is an express provision for judicial review. The Supreme Court and High Court can declare any law unconstitutional on the grounds that it is violative of fundamental right. And Article 13 talks about not just laws but also ordinance, order, regulation, notification, etc. So that is Article 13, which says if any law made by the state is inconsistent with the fundamental rights, that will be held as void. The last is the amendability of fundamental right, that fundamental right can be amended by the special majority of the parliament. But then again, the basic structure of it, fundamental right cannot be amended. Now, understanding this, coming back to the point of these rights, let us take a brief, I'll briefly describe you what is inside it. The right to equality, it guarantees equal rights for everyone, the first one, irrespective of any religion, gender, caste, race. किसी का क्या religion है, किसी का क्या gender है, क्या जाति है, क्या कहाँ पे the place of birth. It all ensures equal employment opportunity in the government and ensures against discrimination. In behalf पे उनका discrimination नहीं हो सकता. Right? Then Article 16 is about equal employment opportunities in the government or ensures against discrimination by state in matter of employment on the basis of caste and religion, etc. And under this, the right also includes right to abolition, and Article 17 is about untouchability. Then, so this is all we are going to do in right to equality. Our first fundamental right, we'll start with it. Then right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. Now here freedom is, see, freedom is an important part of a democratic society, and our constitution guarantees this freedom to the citizens. Now, in specific ways like freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly without arms. You can assemble, you have a freedom of assembly, but without arms. Freedom of association, you can form any association. Then you have a freedom to practice any profession. You have a freedom to reside in any part of the country. Freedom of movement, that is, you can move to any part of the country. No state is going to restrict you that you don't come here, this or that. This is a fundamental right. Now, but some of these rights are subject to certain conditions on the basis of state security, public morality, decency and friendly relations with the foreign countries. So state can impose a so state has a right to impose a reasonable restriction on them. Then right against exploitation, which is under article 23, 24, this point. Now this right implies the prohibition of traffic in human beings, the beggar, and if any other kind of forced labor, फोर्स करके काम कराया जा रहा हो, या begging or trafficking in of human being. Now it also prohibits any children working in the factories. And our constitution prohibits the employment of children under 14 years in hazardous conditions. So this is a right against exploitation, that you cannot exploit anybody, right? Now cultural and educational rights, these are given to the minorities to protect their religious, cultural, linguistic minorities, to preserve their culture and heritage. Now educational rights are for ensuring education for everyone without any discrimination. This is what cultural and educational rights given to the minorities. Then right to constitutional remedy. As I told you, constitution guarantees remedies if citizen fundamental rights are violated, and the government cannot infringe upon anyone's right. And when these rights are violated, the aggrieved party can approach the court. Citizens can even go directly to the Supreme Court, which can issue writs for enforcing fundamental right. These are, in brief, I have explained about what we are going to study. क्या क्या पढ़ने वाले हैं हम, from starting with right to equality, freedom, exploitation, religion, educational and constitutional remedy. This is all we are going to deal. इसके अलावा हम एक डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल ऑफ स्टेट पॉलिसीज भी पढ़ेंगे, एंड फंडामेंटल राइट्स, सॉरी फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़। यहाँ तक हमारा, इनफैक्ट वी जस्ट हैव, दिस इज fundamental duties is our last topic of our syllabus. So let us start with it from our next lecture, right to equality. Thank you. Thank you.